And then the next weekend, we had lots more luck with lots more offers of ladders, and we had the weather. And as the day got longer, the weather got worse, and we started pulling up our hoods. But people were encouraging, wanting to take part in this and loan us their ladder. And so the collection started to build. This happened too, and you all remember, I'm sure. I found the day of the big snow was a perfect opportunity to go into the neighborhoods. Everybody was home. Everybody was happy and in a good mood, especially the school kids. And I would knock on the door, and we had a nice conversation, and they not only helped me loaning their ladder, but they talked to their neighbors down the street. And I'd come back to the truck, and there'd be somebody standing on the sidewalk with their ladder, you know. They had heard about it, you know. So I felt like, you know, the kind of the reverse of the old-time peddler. You know, instead of selling fruit and vegetables, I was in my peddler's wagon, and they were bringing me things too to make the sculpture. And again, you know, it's a lot, to me it's a lot like me being in my studio with those drawings and the concepts I'm trying to work with as an artist, but here I'm just working with people, and now all of a sudden they're part of the work and they're part of the material and the process. I think this lady's name is Mira, if I remember right, and I had to pose with a ladder while she was taking a picture of it to send to her family to show the ladder that she loaned to the Rise Up Winston-Salem project. Some of the places that I visited, some of them I ended up getting ladders from them, some of them eventually didn't come through, at least of the moment. Not to give plugs, but Hertz Equipment loaned me 2 ladders, free of charge. So if you're ever renting equipment from the rental company, just go in there and say you're an artist and you're creating a sculpture and you'd like them to loan you, you know, whatever. And maybe, he's a nice guy. Here's the loading dock at SECCA. Ladders were being tagged and numbered. There's a system for identifying, describing each ladder, knowing who loaned it to us, their phone number, so that we have a system for getting them back to people. The room outside the loading, or inside the loading dock, started to get so full of ladders we had to start moving them outside. Here I am at the newspaper office. They loaned a couple ladders. Here's their storeroom, and the step ladder kind of thing that's gray, kind of off to your left side there, just next to that blue thing. That ladder, or stairway kind of thing, was used in their press room to climb up on the presses. But the press room is empty now because it's being produced in a different way than they used to. So they don't need that ladder, but they do want it back because it's part of their history. It's covered with printing ink, and every time I touch it, I got black on my hands. That's the library. The library loaned this ladder. Here's a man at the maintenance building of for the fire department. They loaned us 2 ladders. And one of them had been laid outside against that fence, and a tree had grown up through it. And so he had to chop that tree down to free that ladder. It was a good thing I came along, you know, because this thing could be like, you know, a 2-foot size tree. He would have had a big job getting that ladder out of there. So now it's freed and it's in the sculpture. They said that they were just ladders that had been used, and they had them not quite ready to throw them away yet, but they were happy to loan them.